This is EA Sports. PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5, was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to salivate over.
All right, Frank, how would you break down this approach shot here at the first at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's partially blind, so you've really got to fixate on the exact point that you want to aim at. That's one of the beauties of this golf course. So maybe even just have a little look and make sure you know that line, because once that ball hits the ground, the natural contours are going to take it in a certain direction. So really fixate on that line. Should be safely on deck.
That is classy.
A chance of going in.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par.
Settles in over the putt. -1, getting early going. He has a birdie opportunity here. In red figures at 1 under par. Now to the second hole here at Chambers Bay, and Frank, it is not overly long. Where's the trouble here?
Well, 281 yards really to the big long bunker that goes all the way to the green. So as long as you can avoid that, you don't have to hit driver down here, just something that's going to be a little short of that. You're still only going to have 100 yards, really, or just over 100 yards in for your second shot. A really good chance, too, to get off to a good start.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon. I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up. Get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it. In the direction of the sand.
It looks like it. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
You'd like that one again.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good score going, now at 2 under par. Just a couple of feet. 1 under early in the round. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners, more like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Headed for the bunker, I think. Oh my goodness, that could have been really bad.
Could you imagine if that kicks towards the bunker?
It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hitting the ball in the right place there, and yep, good thing too. He's actually putting well.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Well, those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Frank, do you go for the green in 2 here at the 4th?
Yeah, those bunkers down the right, I think there's a 50-50 chance you're going to finish up in there, and that's not a problem. And that's why you realize you've got to have good short games. There's a little bit of undulation in this green, but there's no shame to be playing your third shot out of that greenside bunker on the right.
All in all, Frank, doesn't look too bad.
Just maybe a little right of the flag.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Putting a good round together now at 4 under. For her birdie. There's a birdie to get to 3 under. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right. And those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Now the approach shot here at the 5th hole at Chambers Bay, and how difficult is this?
Well, it looks straightforward, but the second shot, once again, just semi-blind. You've got to be very aware of that little central bunker that's just short of the green, because you're either going to have to go over it or around it.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a full melody now.
That puts them at 4 under for the round. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though. And everything is in front of you.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. He has put himself in an excellent position with a beautiful tee shot. And now a good look at the green. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working. Oh, this is right at
it. Just an excellent shot right there, about 5 feet away. Good chance. This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe 2 clubs going way up that hill to the green. This won't hurt him. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Could really use this one. It's for birdie. Good work right there. Now to 6 under. Frank, this is a daunting challenge. The 7th hole, long par 4. It's over 500 yards.
A huge bunker down the right side that probably runs for a good 200-300 yards. Obviously, that's to be avoided. And then, of course, there's the mounds and the hammocks and the dunes and that on the left side. That's the reason, really, why this hole's called Humpback. But then, a little bit like the golf course, there's only one greenside bunker to be worried about, but enough green left of that. Rich, there's great drivers of the ball. We've seen Norman, Nicklaus over the years, but that there is just excellent. Lovely full turn, plenty of power, and just piped it.
Made it look easy right there, and he's such a good-looking player. When he's dialed in, swinging the way he is right now, just a pleasure to watch. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, the approach here at the 7th, and there's a lot to consider here.
There is. The green at the front is much wider than what it is at the back. It's almost like a tooth or a molar shape. So, you know, that front portion, when the flag's there, definitely a birdie hole. Just got to be a little cautious when they put the flag on the back. Should be safely on deck.
Terrific golf shot, and now that for an easy birdie. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Good round going, -7. Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Down it, that's a birdie. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage. That's fine.
Frank, mistake-free golf. You hope you can keep it together. Possibility of a very special round here.
Yeah, the only real thing to worry about is not to get too far ahead of yourself. At the moment, the swing looks tremendous. And just keep the round ticking over, one hole at a time. I know it sounds like a cliche, but right now, he's exactly where he wants to be.
Try to loft this one in the air with the lob wedge. This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the Seagulls are walking to work. Beautiful approach shot there and a good chance to take advantage. Nice position, short grass, second shot. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Good, confident stroke. That's what you like to see. Putting for par. Stays at 6 under. Frank, the 9th hole is called Olympus. Feels as though Russell Crowe should be standing on the tee, starring in some sort of a a movie about the Greek gods.
I knew you'd go like Titans and that down here. But this golf course is for the mere mortals, Rich. This isn't for the Greek gods and the Titans of the world. They might think they are, but this is for you and me. This is for everybody. 36 handicappers. We can all play here. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Frank, what are the defining characteristics of a links golf course?
I think you're looking for sandy soil first and foremost, because a lot of it is by the coastline. Most links courses are by the coastline, and it's normally wasteland. It wasn't used for anything else, and that's why you have these wonderful dunes in front of you and bunkers that are just cut out of the ground. You dig a hole and you've got yourself a natural bunker. That's how St Andrews was built. Many of the great golf courses on the coastline in Great Britain, and Chambers Bay is the American equivalent.
Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Settles in over the putt. Wow, rolling the ball beautifully, makes birdie again.
Yeah, that pace, that roll, it's always getting to the hole, and it's the perfect, what we call the perfect holding speed. It uses all 4 1/4 inches of the cup.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Oh, come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350 plus yards. All right, Frank, what's the best way to approach the 10th?
Well, this is probably the flattest green on the golf course, Rich, and really, if you miss this green, you've made a mistake. There's no two ways about it. It's probably the most predictable second shot you're going to have on the golf course.
Good-looking shot right here. Well played here. Went straight for the flagstick, and she will have a nice putt coming up. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. If you hit enough shots, every now and again, one's going to go in.
Crazy, crazy game. These putts keep the round together. Moves to -8. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
It looks straightforward. You see a big dune in the middle of the fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Well, that one is deep. Every bit of that ball. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. Can't hide the flagstick from that man. The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. Just a couple of feet. continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Measuring 311 yards, the 12th Frank seems to offer an opportunity for a player to do something pretty dramatic here.
Yeah, it's called the Narrows. Really, it should be called the Temptation, because what player stands on a tee knowing he can reach and doesn't take up the gauntlet?
Well, couldn't have done much better than that, and the eagle is looking very likely now. This is a cross-country special. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Now -10 for the round. And getting ready for the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. On to the 13th hole here at Chambers Bay. It's a par 4, and they call this one Eagle Eye.
Yeah, dogleg to the right, beefy par 4. You hit it down to one of the widest fairways on the golf course. And then up in front, if you look at the middle of the green, you're going to see one bunker. Needless to say, that's got to be avoided.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Frank, what's the best way to get at the 13th here?
Avoid those ridges left and right, or the mounds, should I say. That bunker that's well placed in the front of the green, obviously you've got to carry that, but this one you've really got to keep it in line with the middle of the green.
This one has a chance to be close. Ooh, nice play right there. That's in pretty close. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Shouldn't be a problem here. And he has it for birdie. We'll make birdie if this drops. Well, the great hits just keep coming. Moves to -11 on the day. Frank, this is the 5th par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot. Rich, that tee shot there has shortened up this hole considerably. It's made a tough par 4 into, well, we'll see, but it looks like a very birdieable hole now.
You hit it right where you want. Now he has a good chance to attack that whole location. Well, this one's sweet, Frank. Super. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Headed to the right, just a tad. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Frank, what do you want to do with the approach here at the 14th?
Just use that, the mounding that's sort of supplied there in front of you, the right side of the screen, maybe kick it towards it. There is a, sort of runoff area to the left, but then all of a sudden you're in the sand. So keep the ball slightly right of center. Snack though.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
But now a chance for a birdie. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. Getting set now over the putt. Did the job right there. Just a little tap in here. 11 under on the day. At last, Frank, a break from those long par fours. We just played 5 par fours in a row. Now the par 3 15th.
And also, as you can see in the distance, you can actually see a tree. One of the few that are on the golf course. Hence the name of 15. It's called Lone Fir. Not overly long, just a little short hole. But in a US Open, obviously they can play it at around 250 yards. It's just a fun par 3. But check where that flag is, because sometimes 3 is a good score here. But an easy flag position, then go straight at it.
Well, it's obvious he is in complete command of his golf ball right now. Headed for the bunker, I think. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh yeah, he's made it for a birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well done. Now to the par 4, 423 yards, 16th hole. What's the right play, Frank?
Fairway first. Once again, you'll see the slope of the fairway from the left to the right side. It means move your aim down that left side. It'll make this fairway appear that much bigger. And of course, then when you hit into this green, you're really going to have to flight that second shot properly. This is like a tabletop green.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on. That's fine.
This becomes a different kind of battle out there today with these strong, gusty winds. Players will have to think. They'll have to take extra club. And this will not be easy. Birdie try up next. Frank, now a pretty short shot here into the 16th.
Yeah, green, anything other than flat, very narrow, skinny green. It also slopes left to right. You can use that to your advantage.
Good looking shot right here. No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup.
The awkward length.
You like the sound of this. 11 under par for the round. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3. You can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of the US Open.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. Settles in over the putt. Makes the putt for a birdie. Clean this up with a tap. That's the idea. Just knock it in. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350 plus yards. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's at sneaky distance. Another one goes in.
Locked in on the lead and the speed. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.